All right, welcome back to our stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, we are going to talk about the Tesla Model Y market. It seems like a lot of you out there are interested in this exact vehicle specifically, and it makes sense, right? I feel like that's probably, if we look at how many Tesla Model Ys Tesla sells versus Model 3s, S and X, it's probably a heavy weight on the Model Y because it makes sense, right? If you look at it, Model Y long range versus the Model 3, it's a good deal, that's for sure. So we're gonna get into a variety of topics, but this first one we're gonna talk about is Tesla's upcoming Model Y price increase. When will it actually happen? What are my thoughts? And you know what kind of speculation we can do to go around that, because if we look at history, it is 100% coming. We just don't know when. And so let's exactly talk about it. So if you're on the fence, if you're on the sidelines waiting, like, it might be time just to throw an order in, because you can always figure it out later with the financing and all that stuff. And I've made tons of videos for that. But if you're just but before we get into that, let's run that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another video. Thanks for watching another stream. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, but more on that later. But thank you to my latest Patreon members: Ninth Kind, Chris, Agent Death, Austin, Carlos, Roel, Nick, Tenet. Sorry if I messed up your names. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. And if you want to join the cause and support the cause, and there's a variety of benefits, check out the link down below in the description. All right, so let's jump into this, right? Because the Model Y price increase, it's coming. I can almost guarantee that with 99.99999%. If I was a betting man, this is over than a 50-50 bet. Like, this is black or red 100%. And so this got me thinking, right? So here's a tweet from Farziness at Farziness on Twitter. He's he's a big Tesla tweeter for sure. And quote, "It is here, gut telling me we're going to see another price increase in a few days." This was posted earlier today at noon, and he says a few days. And so I've been kind of guessing the same thing too, right? I really feel like every week or every other week we are going to see some sort of increases, and this is why. I mean, Tesla had that massive price decrease on January 13th, where they basically chopped the head off of the Model Y long range, basically going down $13,000 or negative down 20%. A Model Y performance, we already know this, $13,000 on that day. So crazy stuff. But of course, now prices have increased a little bit. Model Y long range went up $1,500 the other day, and the Model Y performance went up $1,000. But this is how we can predict a Tesla price increase that's coming, because if you look at this chart, this is an inventory chart from mattjung.net. He tracks the new inventory levels across the United States. And you can see right here, right around here, you can see what that is. December 21st. That's when they kind of doubled down on that $7,500 discount. They went from 37 credit to $7,500 discount. And the whole month of December, there was a $3,750 discount. And that's exactly what they did. And that's when there was a fire sale for that. And after that, after the new year ramped up, we saw inventory starting to increase more and more and more till January 12th. This is literally like a Tesla stock or some other sort of stock game right here, right? And so right when they did that discount, you can obviously see what was what happened. People started fires, going for the sales. People love a deal, love a good price. And so that's when inventory started to really go down. And this last jump where inventory went up again, that was actually just because of Model Y all-wheel drive or standard ranges only, where a spoiler alert or secret of that is that they did not increase the price of the Model Y standard range all-wheel drive. And if you don't know what that is, I'll show you in a quick second after this. But that price of that is still $50,990. But getting back to this, inventory is going down. It's even going lower and lower. And if if inventory keeps staying at this level in like 66 vehicles or whatever amount of vehicles, then we should 100% see price increases coming. In terms of the cadence, we'll get into what I actually think the cadence will be. And we'll just take a look at exactly what Tesla has done in the past in terms of increases and also decreases. But before we jump into that part about when we think the actual cadence of price increases will be, this is what the Model Y all-wheel drive is. I just refreshed this. It's only 44 new Model Ys across the country for sale in the United States. And these, of course, have the induction rims, which is a $2,000 option. But the base price of this is $50,990. And they have not increased the price of this Model Y at all. So if you're looking for a deal, like at this point, it's a $4,000 difference between a Model Y long range at 330 miles versus a Model Y standard range all-wheel drive at 50,990. Of course, you have to factor in the induction rims and all that stuff, but you could get some value out. I mean, I like the induction rims. If I were to do it again, I would do 19-inch rims, but there is some value there, that is for sure. But you can see right here, models, inventory levels 44. If this continues to stay like under 100, I would say, and it does not creep back up at all, then I would say 100% that we are going to stay at these levels. We're going to see some discounts. We're not going to see some discounts for sure. We're going to see the opposite of a discount. So taking a look at this really cool price car history tracker, you can see right here, we can look at exactly how Tesla has followed along with the pricing and all that stuff. So you can see they do not wait long at all if inventory levels are staying in the low. You can see this last time this happened, like during that whole craze when people were flocking to buy Teslas, you can see all through 2021 they made plenty of price increases. And this is literally like the same exact, like similar map, right? So the February 17th they did a 2K price drop on the standard range Model Y. So let's just kind of follow along here. So March 11, 2021, they did a 1K price increase. Then they waited about a month, did a $500 increase. But then as it got insane, because you got to remember, April, summer, these are crazy times when people want to buy Teslas because you have the tax refund season, you've got summer, spring fever, all that stuff. I always, everybody wants to just buy something. You want to go out, explore the world. It's nice weather out across the country. So you want to get out there and treat yourself, of course, right? So you can see right here, April 8th, $500 increase. They just waited what is that? Like 2 weeks, then another $500 increase. And they waited another 2 weeks, $500 increase. So if we were to follow this logic, I can expect if this most recent price increase was a $1,500 price increase and it happened this past Thursday, we can literally go to the calendar right now and take a look and see. I would say, let's just throw, February 15th or February 16th. That is when we will see the next price increase on a Tesla Model Y. So if you are waiting, if you're on the sidelines and if you're trying to like debate on should you buy or not, or also you could just wait it out, right? Just the other thing that's happening with this is in March, at the end of every quarter, I'm not talking about the tax credit, the $7,500 tax credit. At the end of every quarter, there's always some sort of like pandemonium, I guess I would say, because Tesla needs to sell vehicles. And this actually really only benefits, they always need to sell vehicles, right? But they need to sell and hit a number by their quarterly number. There's always some of like a pandemonium where they have to hit their end of quarter sales number. And so if you live in places like near the factory, so Austin, Texas, California, or close to that, we will start to see a lot of vehicles become available on these sites like Waiting for Tesla, and you'll start to see some discounts as well. And so what I mean by this is if we just pop over to the Model 3 side, which we know has plenty of inventory, especially with the Model 3 all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, you can see right here, there are two vehicles. it's not even March yet, but both of them have a over $2,000 discount. Like if you were to look at this, right, 42,760 minus like the $7,500 tax credit, that brings it pretty low, that's for sure. I can't do quick maths with my finger here, but $35,000 as a price if you were to factor in the tax credit and stuff like that. But Definitely some pretty interesting stuff. I mean, that's kind of my guess on when there's going to be price increases, but let me know what your thoughts on is. When do you think the next price increases are? It's what? It's February 5th right now. Betting man or betting Dennis says February 15th next price increase, and I think Tesla's going to go big. They're not going to do this $500 dinky increases. They're just going to go straight. It's either going to be 1,000 or 2,000, and I think they're going to do it across the board. And I think they're going to push Model Y performance all the way back up to 60. Like, I think that's where they really want to be with that car, like 60 to 61. You can see they really stayed in that range a lot, and they'll push the Model Y long range up to the 55, 57. So that's like a $50,000 car after this tax credit and things like that. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be quicker than that, or do you think it's going to be slower? I mean, there's a couple things working against it, right? Whoop. Tesla wall connector. Check out the giveaway we did yesterday on that Do This Now video sponsored by Tenet. But there's a couple things working against this. The first thing is this $7,500 tax credit. We don't know exactly when it is going to be announced. You can surely bet that I will be monitoring this day by day as much as possible, and there will be a video from me once it actually gets changes. But right now, it just says, quote, during March of 2023. It doesn't say March 1st, March 31st. But if I were to guess, it is going to be around March 5th, around that time. Like first week of March is my guess. And also because I'm a little scared about it because it could change at any time. So, and I know a lot of people's orders are getting pushed to March or even April for the Model Y long range. So fingers crossed, that is for sure. But don't worry, like Tesla's got your back, I would say. Like, it's really funny to say that, right? Because Tesla doesn't seem like they have most people's back, especially all that pricing, fuas they did last year with all the higher prices. But if Tesla lost the $7,500 tax credit, or they lost $3,750 of it, I can easily see Tesla going out there and just doing something for everybody, because they don't want people canceling, and I feel like a good amount of people will cancel. In fact, I should probably make a poll on that on the channel, because I want to see, like, if you lost, I think I did, right? If you lost a portion of the credit, would you cancel? And I want to say, let's see. I want to say I did that, but maybe not. I'm going to make another poll. And so here we go. Are you going to cancel if your Tesla if you don't get the $7,500 credit? 1.200 votes. 1.2 thousand. Yeah. Canceling, it's only worth the $7,500 tax rate, was voted 48%. So almost 50% of the people out there said they would cancel if they only got it. It's still a good deal at 50 to 53. Only 7% said I would keep it for the $3,750 tax credit. Wow. Okay. So that's not a lot. That's for sure. And then 8% said nope, canceling. Another poll I'm going to do soon is I'm going to see like what's everybody's like EDD or estimated delivery dates, because I want to get a temperature out there. That is for sure. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. We're going to get into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can support the channel. And there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible price, including a couple credit unions on that list that have rates as low as 2.5% to 4% from 60 to 80 months. So definitely check that out if you are interested. But let's see. I got a couple more topics I want to run through before we get into some of the comments. I would say, let's see what else we got. Here? But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. I think Tesla price increases are 100% coming soon. I would say 2 weeks from last Thursday, which would put it about February 15th. That is for sure. But we're gonna jump into our next topic here. So, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to do a quick update on the Cybertruck. Two things that just actually came out in terms of like the design of it. And I also want to poll you guys. I want to get your feedback on what pricing do you think it's actually going to come out. And I'm talking about initial pricing, because there's certainly a price I want it to be at. I do have one on order, fingers crossed. But there's certainly a price that I want it to come out at. And I'll tell you exactly why I want it to come out on that. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on your Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, but more on that later. All right, so let's take a look at this. If you I've been following along Cybertruck. If you've got one on order, let me know. I want to know what number are you in line. But this was the big thing out of the other day. Like we started to see a lot more Cybertruck spottings. There was like one on the street driving around in Palo Alto that, had like a lot of reflections coming off of it. There was another one in like a factory doing like a 3-point turn, which was really cool. You could see like the rear wheels starting to turn in the back. But a lot of people started to, pick at the Cybertruck, right? So we've got the corner mirrors here that everybody like started to focus on, which seems to be new. That it seems like most people like it. You can remove them if you want to, but this one thing with the light bar here, because there was older pictures or older concepts in which there was a big light bar in the back, and it didn't seem to show in the most recent video. But Elon has come out. He's come out and said production will have a red light bar. The other thing with that is, though, the front of it, I don't have a picture here, but the front of the Tesla Cybertruck had a bunch of, a big light bar in the front of it, but it seems like that will not be making the cut, this top part right here, because most states or a lot of states have different regulations against that. So it seems like that actually will not be coming out, which kind of sucks because that looks like a badass feature. I would love that. I mean, when I saw the Cybertruck in person, it was absolutely insane. It's bigger than what you think it is. It is massive. I don't even know where I'm going to put this thing if I get it, but it is big. And like that front windshield is ridiculous. And if I think it's still at the Peterson Museum in LA. If you're in that area, you can definitely go check it out yourself, but that's where I saw it. But the big thing is that I'm really curious about is what pricing is this going to come at? Hopefully it comes at a good price, right? Because when they first unveiled it back in whatever year it was, there was a lot of prices thrown on the screen. The lowest was like 39,000 all the way up to like, I think 79 or 69,000. But now with, how things are much different with production, material, and all that stuff, the price could be a little bit higher. So I want to know what you guys think the price will come out. We know Tesla's MO, they always come out with the most expensive version first to really rein in and lock in those profits. Like think Model Y Performance, they love to sell more of those because they can make more money on each of those. But here's a tweet from Holmar's catalog. He says, quote, "They will only announce one price for the highest end quad motor variant." And I really hope it won't be more than, $100,000, because once you get past that, it gets tricky. That's for sure. I mean, we have Rivian competitors out there like what, $79,000, $80,000, give or take. You've got the Ford F-150 Lightning as low as $50,000, but most of them are also 80 to 100K. And so Dirty Tesla put out a poll out there, and he says, "What do you think of the Cybertruck pricing for the top trim? No full self-driving." And it's pretty even, actually, if you look at it. 70, I mean, this is mostly probably wishful thinking. 70 to 80K, 26%, 80 to 90K, 27%, 90 to 101, 24%, 102 more. Oh, wow. So it's pretty even across the board. I mean, you could literally just throw a dart, but this is the price that I want it to be. You can see I quoted right here. I'm really hoping for it to be 77,990, like right a tinge under 80,000, because if it comes under 80,000, then it qualifies as an SUV or truck, and then you would potentially get the $7,500 tax credit on top of that. So I'm really hoping it does come under there, because you know me, just like everybody here, like I want a good deal. I want to save on taxes. I want to make sure it makes the most sense. So if it came under $80,000, that would be the sweet spot in my opinion. Hopefully they do. I mean, most likely they won't. The other side of me thinks that they're going to come out with like a 990 truck, and it's going to be more expensive than everybody else's. But Tesla could do something really cool too. They could just slick deal it, I guess, for to say, to build some hype on it, because that will only help their stock price. Because they've got like 3, 4, 5 million orders in the queue, and there are ways to check what number you are in line, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. So let's jump into the comments, but let me know what you think the price of Cybertruck pricing is going to come in at. Do you have one on order? What number are you at? Are you excited for the Cybertruck? I mean, I never thought it was actually, I've seen videos and all that stuff, but I was not excited at all, because, I don't really get excited until the car is actually being delivered and in people's driveways. But it seems like it is actually coming out, from what I've been hearing, June, summer, July, and all that stuff, or maybe maybe even by the end of the year for like full production. But I'm also curious, like what type of production are they actually going to be able to pump out as well, right? So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know your thoughts on it, but we're going to jump into some of the comments and some of the questions. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link, so check it out if you are interested. So let's switch it up so I can answer some of the comments and questions, because that's the benefit of the live streams, right? Like you guys are able to jump in, ask anything you want. I'm going to put the inventory screen back on the page so that way we can, you know, have something to look at that's kind of in line with the thumbnail and the title, right? But we'll put on this screen price increases. But let's jump into some of the comments and the question. New York Traveler, welcome. Samuel, hello Dennis. Well, hello. Do you think Model 3 will get even more cheaper? Yes. Model 3 standard range? Yes. Maddie, hey buddy, where's my charger? Yeah, winner decided at the end of this month. So actually another PSA on this. There's been of course we got attacked by a spam bot, and this person is trying to scam people. Be aware of this person. It's of course, they copy the name to at DennisCW807. This person is replying to every single comment on that giveaway video where we're giving away a Tesla wall charger connector sponsored by Tenet. Thank you to Tenet. So do not interact with this person. Do not write them on whatever number this is. Someone sent me screenshots. They're basically just trying to get money out of you for a shipping fee because you won, but the winner has not been decided. It will be decided by Tenet after February 28th once the giveaway closes. But FYI, please do not fall scam to that. I mean, hopefully it's a great video. Like you guys got a lot of information from it because we do go over a lot of low interest rates on that video. So definitely check it out. JPLV, out of curiosity, can we use the credit union for any car such as a Challenger, or do you recommend a Tesla? You can use for anything. You can use those credit unions, those low financings for any car that you are interested in. Too many white Tesla Model Ys everywhere. Yeah, that ain't that the truth. California is filled with them. Yeah, you get faster delivery if it's white. Yeah, I think it just costs like cheaper for them to create. Cake batter if tests. Yeah. Tesla got your back until the delivery day. Yeah, actually, Tesla got your back until you place an order, and then they're poof, and they're gone. You never hear from them. Harry Chu, long wait times is the root of customer complaints about the bad customer service. They need to keep wait times under 90 days. Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing if we can get production ramp and all that stuff, but they got to play this demand scale and order scale at the same time. I think the pieces will be a big move when hardware 4 launch. Yeah, for sure. That would be exciting, but someone needs to help me with this because last I heard was that Cybertruck gets it hardware 4 first, and then all the other variants. So I think we need to wait till Cybertruck actually comes out first, right? But who knows? Electric Shock, welcome. Model Y Performance ordered 2/3/2023, EDD Feb March. Congrats. Hopefully you get that one soon because it is a Model Y Performance. It's a higher revenue vehicle, and they do prioritize those over the long ranges. And check out the financing video yesterday, or 2 days ago at this point, with all the great rates. Kickbatter, if Tesla loses most of the EV credit, that's a price increase by itself. I'm predicting a small cut in the Model Y in April. Ooh, I like that. I like where you're going. I like where those thoughts are. I think the prices will be a big move when the hardware 4 launch. Yeah, for sure. Bad customer service during the delivery. I call out multiple issues while delivery, and they didn't write it down. Told me to open a service point and didn't note it down. Yeah, that's kind of their MO. I mean, if you think about it, like none of them are, I guess, how do I say this? Maybe there isn't a department, they're all just trying to like get you in your Tesla and out the door. And so they kind of maybe one in year out the other. I don't know. Only Model 3 Performance doesn't take any tax credit. What do you mean by that? My Model Y Performance is April. Ooh, okay, so it's getting pushed. My model's for April, May delivery. Okay, can you send me a screenshot of that? Because that is scary, that's for sure. Because on the Tesla website, wall connector. On the Tesla website, let's see if they've pushed delivery dates. Because the last we checked, it was March through April. And if performances are also getting pushed, because it's always been the case that performance, yeah, so performance still says February, March. So unless, Tesla could have not have updated their website and they're kind of just leaving it there to try and, milk more orders. But who knows at the end of the day. Harry Chu, Dennis, should I apply for tower loan when I get the VIN or sooner? That's really, usually I say wait till the VIN, but if there's a lot of constraints right now, when is your estimated delivery date? Wait until 30 days with you're in that range. Does Tesla strive to make sure delivery and service employees are And what's Apple holes? I hear so much bad comments about Tesla employees during delivery for service. Yeah, I mean it's kind of across the board, maybe. Yeah. To be fair, Tesla are always gaming the the must be a headache for delivery workers. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that's me. And I don't want to say like Tesla buyers are needier, maybe more observant, because at the end of the day, a Tesla is a very expensive vehicle, or it's more expensive than the average vehicle, right? Like $40,000, $50,000. And so we all expect, like when we're buying this car, we expect luxury type of, we're spending a bunch of money, and sometimes it doesn't connect. And I don't know if that's like Tesla's fault, or maybe the huge ramp up of volume that they're doing. Who knows what at the end of the day. But that's why I try and strive to say, Tesla is not a luxury car. They are certainly luxury car pricing, and the technology is luxury. But the purchase experience, I mean, I guess there could be some things that could be said about it. It is luxury, like how hands off it is. You could just do it all by yourself. But certain other aspects, like if you go into like a BMW store, Mercedes store, Lexus store, at the same time, there are bad apples in that case. There also are really good apples at those dealers that will really try and make the experience as exciting for you. My friend who picked up his Tesla at San Diego, lives in LA, got refused service for a gap panel once it is back at his residence. The service said they already too many miles accrued already. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You have to report it before 100 miles or 3 days. What's the selling point of the Cybertruck utility? I think it's just like bad, crazy ass, badass car, I guess. I don't know. Their customer service is top notch horde. Yeah, there's good apples. Like in anything, there's good people and there's bad people. Panel gap quality is never perfect. Those issues are for 2019. Yeah, that's why I try and warn everybody. All Teslas have panel gap issues. All Teslas have paint issues, unless it's like rust or actual paint flaking. I kind of just. It's okay. Well, I guess to me it's a little different because I don't buy cars for like 5-10 years, and so I'm always just like I try and get the latest. I don't get the latest iPhone every single year either, but I like experiencing new technology and all that stuff. So I'm like, I'm just going to be at a short period. His interior panel gap is huge. Gotcha. Tesla should start hiring Chick-fil-A employees to quickly get that 10 out of 10 customer service for their customers. Not a bad deal, that's for sure. Do I need to make a payment 24 hours before my delivery appointment, or can I make the final payment at the appointment? You need to make it beforehand. They won't deliver your car. Happy Sunday, Dennis. Happy Sunday, Brandon. Thanks for jumping in. Dennis, I'm getting my Tesla Model Y or Model 3 tomorrow. Congrats. Very exciting. Congrats and enjoy in good health. See user, welcome. That would be great, but they don't care about customer service. Check out showrooms. It gives you a glimpse of the company culture. Yeah, no comment on that. It is better than 2019, but it's still bad. Which is good to get performance or a long range Model Y? It depends. I mean, I've had two performances, a Model 3 performance stealth and a Model Y performance. Videos are on the channel. I don't think I would get another performance again, but that the other day when that $7,500 DAC tax credit became eligible for all Model Ys, it almost got me. I was like, yeah, I almost pushed no, but I did. I was good, but I would do long range again just because of the suspension, the 19-inch, all that stuff. Candide, hey, Dennis, hey. Performance might hold value for longer, but I'm not sure. It's kind of the same because if you think about it, like Model Y per long range 54, Model Y performance 57, 990, it's what, $3,000 difference. If you traded away the rims and all that stuff, like it's only 2,000 or maybe even 1,500. Yeah, I don't know. Does Tesla Model Y all-wheel drive get the dual badge, or is it the long range and performance? That's a good question. I don't think so. I think it's just completely blank on the back of the car. But definitely some, it just, if you're just joining in, we talked about Tesla Model Y. I certainly think a price increase is coming. If you just take a look at the screen, this is a price history tracker of what Tesla did in the past. They used to increase, $500, $1,000 at a time. I think my prediction is Model Y will get a price increase of $1,000 in 2 weeks from last Thursday. So I'm putting a stamp on around February 15th is what I would say. That's for sure. So let me know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you think they're going to do it even quicker, or do you think this 1500? I mean, there's other like macro, things could be going against it as well. Like, wall charger giveaway. Yes, I'll give away a video on the channel yesterday. There's macro things like the $7,500 tax credit that could be changing, and also like 4 weeks, right? We don't know if they're going to get that full $7,500 tax credit, but you can bet if they don't get the full $7,500, they might, play with the numbers as well. So they might be, but there's no point of increasing it to then decrease it, right? So maybe. Now that I think about it, right? Because if they increased it and then they gave half of, let's say the Tesla Model Y didn't get the full 7,500 and it was only 3,750 that they got, they would have to decrease it back down 3,750. So unless they're like getting people to take delivery, in this short, like 2 to 3, 4 week period. So maybe they think that they're going to get that full 7,500. I mean, Elon just talked with the, top officials at Biden team. So maybe, that is what's going to happen. And Tesla will then this is the start of their price increase strategy. And it is only beginning. Because if you think about it, if they knew they were going to drop the price back down 3,750, then they probably wouldn't have even done a price increase, because then they would have to, adjust everybody's orders in the queue back down anyways. So that kind of makes sense to me, but let me know what you're thinking about that. So let's see what else we got. So we got a couple more topics. Let's see what I got. Okay, so welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about selling your Tesla, or even selling your vehicle. Like, are you trading in a vehicle? Are you selling your vehicle that you're going to replace with a Tesla? What's the timing of that? Should you sell it right away, or should you wait? And I'm going to say that maybe you should wait maybe a couple more weeks, but we can also talk about timing of, I had this question asked me earlier, like, when should I try and sell it before the new Tesla comes in? And of course, a lot of that depends on you. Like, do you need the car? Are you able to, be without a car so that you can, take the bus or Uber to work or whatever? Or do you work from home and you don't really need a car, and this is something that you can just be patient for? So we're going to talk about some, macro elements to it a little bit as well. And there also is a tweet that will address about, maybe the current market. Of course, spoiler, it's from Car Dealership Guy. And so like, what's the timing of all this before buying your Tesla, or even selling your Tesla right now? Because it's kind of the same thing at the end of the day. So if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, but more on that later. All right, so let us take a look at this. Let me pull up the tweet really quick. And so here it is. I guess I kind of introed that a little bit, but anyway, Car Dealership Guy, quote, electric vehicle prices, are they going up or are they going down? And he, of course, is specifically talking about the used car market, because he is a used car dealer. So, quote, my insights from the ground floor. So, first response to it is the sudden and unexpected price cuts from Tesla and now Ford have introduced new risks for operating a used car dealership. Your inventory could be worth less overnight. And I completely agree with that. That's scary. Tesla just dropping the price of the Model Y long range $13,000 overnight. There's a lot of dealers out there. There's a lot of private sellers out there that are probably holding for whatever price they wanted to get it for, and then they are not able to do that. So the second tweet is, lots of dealers have temporarily paused their purchase of used EVs, while other dealers are still buying a bit more conservatively in order to hedge from unexpected price cuts. So is this good or bad? Well, it depends. Most dealers, it's either good or bad. If you don't have EVs in stock, you're entering post price cuts. Now, for consumers, this trend is likely a positive. It could put downward pressure on used EVs, but there's a catch. If you've been following my recent posts, you know that used car prices started to unexpectedly rise recently, and this is why. April March, this is tax season time. This is when people get their refunds, and this is when they want to buy vehicles. So this is just a ramp up in demand. So right now we're in February. So to answer the question, like if you are trading in a vehicle right now, it might be worth it to wait, or even, selling it private does take some time. Like, when you're working with buyers to get the financing set up or even come up with cash. So I would say list it on places like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Car Gurus, Auto Trader, all that stuff, all those different websites. List it for a price that's a little bit of course, that's higher than trade-in value. So if you got an offer from CarMax at $20,000, list it for like $23,000, $24,000, maybe even $25,000, and spend the next few weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks through February, trying to sell the car to see if anybody will come with you with a cashier's check, financing, or even cash, which is cash is the strongest, of course, right? But if March comes around, if your Tesla is due for delivery and it's going to be in the next week, then you have to just dump it to a dealer, don't sell it to Tesla financing in any sort of way, or Tesla as a dealership. Sell it to, try and sell it to like CarMax's, Car Buyer USA, or even I love going to local dealers in my area to them, because they are able to cut you a check and be on your way. And if you're in the SoCal area and you need a recommendation, there is a really good recommendation in my Patreon link. You can just join by the lowest tier, and I'll give you the contact that you can text the VIN and miles to, and then you can sell the car to immediately. And I've sold my last Model S to them, and 3 or 4 of my friends have done it right after that. So I know that they offer the best value. It is the easiest process. You go there within 30 minutes and walk out with a check, and you're just on your way. So that's just some, different elements out there. That's like my strategy, what I would say. But I would, the EV, if you're looking for a used EV Tesla, I would say right now is the time to try and snipe one, put some offers out there at a low payment or low offer, and see if you can get one out at a good price. But definitely some interesting stuff. Let me know your thoughts on it. What's your strategy? Are you trying to trade in a vehicle to get a Tesla, or are you like looking to buy a used Tesla at this point? And are you still trying to wait on dealers? You're seeing dealers not work with you. But we're going to jump into some of the comments and some of the questions. But before we get into that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions one-on-one about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible price, including a couple credit unions on that list have rates as low as 2.5 to 4% from 60 to 80 months. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But let's jump into some of the comments and some of the questions. If you're just joining in, this was our third topic. Our first topic was of course about the Model Y, when I think the price increases are happening. And to me, I think 1.5 weeks from now, so February 15th, we are going to see another price increase. It's going to be $1,000 across the board on the Model Y and the Model Y Performance. But of course, they're not increasing this one trim Model Y, and that one trim is the Model Y all-wheel drive. That one still is at $50,990, which is really weird. I think they're trying to create this separation. So think about it, like Model Y all-wheel drive, $50,990, Model Y long range, $55,990, and Model Y Performance, $60,990. You see that spread? You see where I'm going with? Basically $5,000 between each of the trims. And hey, I mean, that would make a lot of sense to me. All right, Brandon, patiently waiting for a Tesla Vision to reintroduce. Tough, because we thought that was going to be what, earnings call, and then now there's word of a February 7th, but who knows, right? No, the Model 3 first for hardware 4. Oh, okay. Hardware 4 will be sometime after 2025. Ooh, so like what, 2 years from now? When do you think the Model 3 refresh will be released? I think Q4, maybe even next year. IR radar coming back for hardware 4. Tesla never confirmed a Model 3 refresh. That's just a rumor. That's true, but also at the same time, Tesla won't confirm, because then Model 3 sales will definitely go off a cliff, right? Because if they come out and say, hey guys, Model 3 refresh, a brand new version of the Model 3 is coming out on December 1st of 2023, then no one is going to want to buy the older version, because no one wants the old stuff, right? We all want the new hotness, that's for sure. Cybertruck comes out this summer. Hardware 4 will come on the Model 3 prior to the Cybertruck. Yeah, definitely can't wait for that. I have Model Y Performance on order. If I find one in inventory, do I pay the higher price or my order price? So if depending on the Tesla advisor that you have, they can help you match the order together even after you lock down the new one, but your miles may vary or YMMV because not all Tesla advisors are created equal. Our Tesla's really sold tax-free in New Jersey under the new Clean Energy Program. That's what I've heard. I don't live in New Jersey, but that's what a lot of people have pointed to. I ordered a Model YP on FE. Nice. PPF, ceramic, or both. Do you buy PPF from the Tesla site? So if you're talking full frontal PPF, and like I would say, if you are going to keep the car 4 to 5 years, you drive a lot of highways, California highways is included because like the rock trips, but 4 to 5 years plus full frontal PPF, that's about $1,500, and then ceramic on the whole car on top of the PPF, that's about $500 to $1,000. If you can get a combo deal at like $2,000, I think that would be the way to do it for sure. Lena, welcome. Congrats. You saved a bunch of money. I know that's for sure. And congrats. My Model Y performance was perfect. Fremont build was ready already 2 weeks after order. January 13th, live in Arizona. Love my Model Y performance. Congrats. Enjoy in good health. You timed it beautifully. That's for sure. I ordered Model Y performance February 3rd, pick up February 9th. Wow, that's a really quick turnaround. Congrats. Tesla Shire Chick-fil-A workers, but stay far away from boring Popeye workers. LOL. That's funny. I'm getting my Model Y in 2 days. Congrats. That's nice. Can you finance tax and fees as well through credit union or bank, or do you have to pay upfront? Depends on your credit. Depends on the price of the vehicle, depends on your income, all that stuff. It depends on your auto loan history. If all 3 of those or 4 of those are strong, and I mean like strong, then you might be able to get 100%. It's actually technically 110, 120% financing. I thought you were banned from buying Teslas. I am but I am working with potentially a friend to see if they can make some changes within the back end to see what can happen there. But fingers crossed. I didn't even get Uber credits when my ex got repaired last week. Lexus give you a loaner when getting an oil change. Oh wow, so is that a thing? They don't give you Uber credits anymore? I don't like the sound of that. That was crazy because you would literally, like, let's say you brought your Tesla in for warranty fix. They would literally give you like $500 to $1,000. Like one time I got like $2,000 in Uber credits. It was insane. Just for like a few days. The only thing a performance will get you is a date in traffic court. I like that. Do you think the next price change for Model Y will be increase or decrease? Increase 99.9999% sure. February 15th, $1,000 increase. That's what I'm calling. Went into the Tesla store today and they are matching me with a Y long range that match my spec. There we go. Thank you, Kyle, for jumping in and saying that. That is actually my recommendation. That's another one of my do this now if you are waiting, and I should probably make another updated video on that just because to refresh everybody on that strategy because thank you because I've been recommending that. Someone came in here and said they were an Tesla employee and said that doesn't work, but I've been recommending to people that schedule calls with me down below in the description. They all came back and said it worked. So thank you for coming in and saying that worked. Everybody that's watching, if you have an order for a Tesla Model Y or Model 3 will 100% work, and you do not have a VIN, it does not hurt to go into your local Tesla store, talk to them, be nice because they technically don't get anything out of helping you for that, and ask them what, any chance, are there any vehicles coming in, are they Model Ys that are not without a name on it, and can I put my name on one? So that you can lock down the VIN, because of course Tesla associates, Tesla employees have access to inventory that we can't see, that they might be able to get you squared away on one. So I'm glad to hear Kyle it worked. Here's another note. He says, kept looking at inventory and they said they would put me through. So hopefully I'll have my car next week. I was slated for March 11th to 31st. So congrats to you, and thank you for coming in and saying that it worked. So what is your new estimated delivery date? That's my question. I don't think Model Y will get another price increase for a bit because they raised the price, and if they're going to raise the price significantly to back what it was, they would have already know. Well, that's the thing, right? Like taking it like the history as on this chart, like they don't go, and that would look, think about the headlines that would be Tesla, I don't even know the headline, but they decrease the price by $13,000 and then they raise it back up $13,000. That would look really bad, but who knows? We'll know by April. Yeah. Kyle, thank you. No, thank you for coming in and reporting back, because now I am confident I would keep saying that to people, because I was a little hesitant, but that is a strategy. Now that I say it, I don't know, maybe it's like what, 60%, 70%, but it does not. My thing is, it doesn't hurt to go into a local store and just ask. And maybe you go into a few of them, because you never know. You might run into an employee that, is right? The only time I go into the store is use their chargers for free, like cell phone chargers. As soon as my VIN comes in, I'm selling my car. Got a few buyers, just need the VIN so I can switch insurance registration plates. I'll take the train to work for a week or two. No big deal. I love it. I love that. I just noticed, is that Jim Carrey? That's funny. That's funny. They don't care about image or pissing off customers. Yeah, that is, yeah. Also, it's probably because they don't have a focus on like customer service. Like they don't have like a training or something or incentive. The bank holds the title of my car until I pay for it. Until you pay it off? Yes. That's how it works. Yep. Or they have a lien on your title. Love that the price cups hammered the Tesla flippers. Yeah, 100%. There's probably a lot of people, a lot of dealers too. Because if you think about it, right? Like, yes, we put a bad notion on flippers, but dealers are also flippers too, right? And so now dealers are definitely feeling the pain and the hurt. That's for sure. For all these like big flippers too, like Carvana, right? CarMax, they probably lost a bunch of money, but you never know. You guys are those flippers was Musk was talking about. Yeah, 100%. Yes. Still wondering why they don't do what Dennis petition suggestion. It's a win-win for both Teslas and customers. Yeah, 100%. If you're wondering what he's talking about, go to change.org/Tesla refunds. I feel like Tesla should do something for everybody that paid a higher price last year, and because there's probably a lot of owners that bought a car throughout the year last year that have a distaste in their mouth, right? They are bad-mouthing Tesla wherever they go. And I feel like if they gave full self-driving or some other features like advanced autopilot or even just supercharging to these customers, that could change their viewpoint on Tesla and get them excited about the brand some more. So definitely check it out if you're interested in supporting the cause. It's change.org/Tesla refund, and it's completely free. You just click some buttons. So even if you're on the fence right now, you can support the petition as well. How much do you think Model 3 rear-wheel drive will be worth in 3 years? 50% of what you pay. Oh, yeah, exactly. I was literally going to say that. Yeah, about 50%. Usually 3 to 4 years, about 50%. But Model 3 rear-wheel drive is a little bit different, right? Because we got to think about this. The EVs now have a floor. And what I mean by a floor is because of the used EV tax credit. And we can easily check to see this by if we go to take a look at some other EVs that are in this price range to see if there's any under there. Because now how this used EV tax credit actually works is that the price of the used EV has to be less than $25,000. It has to be purchased from a dealer. And then the buyer can then qualify for up to $4,000 as a credit. But this is how we can see it. Maybe I should make a video on this, like what's the floor? Because of course, there's no Tesla Model 3s, I would think, that are in that price range. Maybe there actually could be a couple, but there's other brands like BMW. They have like an i3, the little electric vehicle that I actually used to have. We had it for like 2 years and loved that car. It was a great city car. And let's see if there's any in the under the $25,000 range. Oh, whoa. If someone's looking for like a daily driver just to beat around, like a city hauler, like a grocery getter, I did not realize they were that cheap. I mean, yes, old vehicle. Yes, it's probably got like a 50-mile range, if that, but it's also $9,000. You can have 4 of these for the price of a Model 3. Not saying that you should, but if you need a car to zip around while you're waiting for your Model Y, Model 3, I mean, but yeah. So anyways, I thought there would be a floor, but maybe not. I mean, now that the BMW i3 is under $10,000, but if you think about it, someone who qualifies for the EV tax credit could literally have a BMW i3 for like what, $6,000 after if you factor in this tax credit. That's not bad. That's not bad. Not bad at all. And actually, that's a perfect segue because we are about to get into our next video. So let's see here. Let me get the windows up. Let me get everything perfect, ready to go. So welcome back to stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to talk about the $7,500 tax credit and specifically, what's the gameplay here? And I get this question a lot or similarly, and you guys can ask any questions you want about the EV tax credit during this live stream and chat as well. But how many times can you claim the tax credit? Can you buy a bunch of Tesla Model 3s or Model Ys and basically reduce your federal taxes down to zero? Or even like, is it even worth it? What's the threshold? Because there's also income limits too. So like, is it even worth it to buy a bunch of them? But I did find some rules on it, and you can't actually buy that many and nullify it, but there could be some ways around it as well, or at least from how we read it. So of course, I am not a CPA. I am not an accountant. I am just some guy on YouTube that loves talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it. So basically just buying Tesla and selling it and financing at the best possible deal. But I have bought and taken advantage of the previous EV tax credit at least twice now. And I should have bought a Model Y Performance a couple of days ago just to take advantage of the next one. But I'm thinking because tax saving on taxes is a good thing. So we're going to jump into it. If you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best possible price, or just getting really good financing on your Tesla. So if you're interested in any of that, please hit that subscribe. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, but more on that later. All right, so let's take a look at this. How many times can you actually claim the EV tax credit? If you don't know what the EV tax credit is, when you buy a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y right now, this month, before March of 2023, when the IRS releases the guidelines on the tax credit, because it could be March 1st or March 31st. And what I mean by releasing guidelines, the $7,500 tax credit could get nullified and cut in half. So $7,500 tax credit is actually broken down into two parts: $3,750 for the critical battery minerals where they're sourced from, and $3,750 for the battery components where they're manufactured from. Industry rumor has been for a while that the Model Y would only get half of that, $3,750. So right now, because of special delayed guidance of the IRS not coming out with this part of the tax credit, all Model 3s and Model Ys get that full $7,500 if you take delivery before the IRS releases guidance. So yeah, super confusing, I know, but basically you have to take delivery before they release more guidance for that full $7,500. We'll know more once they actually release guidance. But this is how it works. Once you buy the vehicle this month, I guess we'll only talk this month, you get the tax credit when you file for your taxes next year in 2024. And really, what threshold this is so there's two parts of it. If you're single, it's a $150,000 income limit. And if you're married, it's a $300,000 income limit. But if you're single and you make $150,000 and you make no deductions at all, like you don't contribute to your 401k or anything like that, you pay right here for your federal tax line at $26,726. That's something you pay every single paycheck if you're a W-2 employee. Of course, this is completely different if you're 1099 and all that stuff, but you basically get $7,500 back from that because you've already had that tax liability and you paid it through your W-2 paychecks and all that stuff, and you get it right back. So the question is here, and this was a strategy that was being done for at least 2 to 3 years by multiple people out there, where you could buy multiple EVs because there was vehicles that qualified. I'm not talking Tesla because Tesla didn't qualify for a certain, after a certain point, but you could buy like a Jeep 4XEs, plug-in hybrids, Polestars. You could buy, other EVs that actually qualified. And so if you think about it, 26,000, of course, that's probably not going to be as high because hopefully you do 401k and other, some other deductions. But you could essentially, if you were to divide that by $7,500 each as one vehicle, that's 3.5 vehicles that you could buy to nullify it. But the IRS basically kind of nerfed that. They put a chop on it. And so now it is only one vehicle per person per year. So there was I think at the bottom of this article, it says, can a household receive multiple EV tax credit? And it says, quote, if two members of the same household purchase electric vehicles for themselves, they can separately claim the credit for their individual cars. If two buy the EV together, the credit can only claim once. And from what I'm reading in some of these articles, and this is from treasury.gov, it says consumers that purchase a qualifying electric vehicle can continue to claim the electric vehicle tax on their annual tax filing. So I read that as once a year, but if you read that as something else, or if you're a CPA, you want to come in and drop some knowledge, that we can stack this again. But it seems like you can only buy one EV a year and only reduce your federal taxes once per individual a year in the amount of $7,500. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I just wanted to see, and also I made this video making this video because I want to get a temperature out there to see what people's thoughts are, and if there are ways around it to do more. I've been reading through the IRS pages, and it doesn't seem like you can buy multiple vehicles in 1 year. And also because you can't, necessarily file more than one form, I guess. There's no boxes for that, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. If you are still confused about the federal tax credit, I've made a video it's titled like $7,500 tax credit explained, and it goes into a little bit more detail, but it pretty much sums it up easily. But if you're still confused, if you still think there's a lot of people that think this information is wrong about reducing the federal tax income box. If you think it's wrong, just talk to your CPA. Don't listen to a guy on YouTube and just see what they think about it, because it's funny story with that is like a CPA scheduled a call with me because they're interested in buying a Tesla, and I asked them, is this exactly how it works? Well, I know it is because I filed for it in the past, but maybe they changed it with this one, but he says it's exactly the same for that. But let me know your thoughts, see if it makes any sense on it. But we're gonna jump into some of the comments and some of the questions. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description, there's a Patreon link where you can support the channel, so definitely check it out. All right, but yeah, if you're just joining in, thank you for joining in, jumping in the channel and the chat. We did talk about the Model Y price increase. I think February 15th Model Y price increase is happening, and it's going to be about $1,000. If you buy one from existing inventory, edit your car, you pay the new price. They match your order. It should be the same. It would be interesting to get info on it in context of couples. It depends on who could buy a Tesla for each household member that hasn't. But if you buy for dependent needs the income to then write it off. So you can't. So if they have the income and they pay the federal tax, but I guess it's different. I don't know. No, it really doesn't. Not really. People say it doesn't make a difference. Okay. But if I want to get it matched with one that pay the difference, it shows you the finance section of the app you're paying. Okay, I like it. Don't have a charge either. Just charge at local supercharger every other couple of weeks. I like it. That's kind of what I'm in right now until I get my charger installed. Can I ask, live in an apartment, so I can't use regular charger? The question is, I use supercharger daily. Will it damage my battery or not? Thank you for answering. From what they say, it will, but yeah. Let's see what else. Tesla is on the list of IRS approved cars for the used tax credit, and as of now, well, I think the used EV tax credit is just under $25,000, right? But I guess there's a section for that too. I placed my order on Model Y on January 17th, scheduled for delivery February 13th. I'm in Austin. Gotcha. Okay, that's not bad. 1 month. Congrats. Yo, Dennis, any way to know where the batteries of Model Y long range are made of and composed of? No way to know. Tesla actually keeps that very, very tight. Out of curiosity, the credit union you recommend to us, do you think it would be smart to finance a charger or a Tesla? Did you ask that already? Yeah, it's fine. Hopefully, we'll be able to drive it home next week. My credit union does rate match beats, so I'll use your Rex to drive down my rate. Nice. I love it. That's pretty cool that they do that. That's really cool. Found a long-range Model 3 in Irvine, paid a new $250 discount. Any way to equip the initial $250? I paid for wheel drive that I canceled. Ask your Tesla rep and see if they give it back to you. If they don't, I actually give a method to that to my Patreon members down below in the description. I don't want that method kind of out there in the world because I don't want like Tesla to come back at me or something. Why is the total range for Tesla, the new ones in the inventory, lower compared to the new order through the site? No idea. Hello, Dennis. I'm from Italy. Welcome. And I bought in November, but now there's less interest and also 3,000 rebate. The interest rate was 3.9. Now it's 1. Whoa, that's interesting because that probably goes in line with this. Shout out to Troy Tesla. He posted this graph from teslainfo.com, and it looks like Model 3 and Y inventory is starting to creep up in Europe, which we all know what that means. Once inventory goes up, prices go down. East Coast are crying because it takes all the transportation so long. Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it works. That is interesting. The Magician of Tesla is banned from a Tesla. Yeah, they should unban me. I want to be unbanned. But it's okay. I've found out that actually I shouldn't say it. Just sold my Model Y standard range, and the best deal was a local dealership. CarMax said they are auctioning their cars because they are on sale. Yep. Local dealership is always the best. I actually have some wrecks in the SoCal area that I always sell my vehicles to because it's just easy. It's quick turnaround too. Like CarMax, as good as CarMax is, like you go in there for an appointment, it's a 30-minute appraisal, and then you got to wait in this next line that everybody else is waiting because there's only one department. Well, obviously there's only one part that can cut checks, and of course they take their sweet time, and yeah, it gets busy quickly because they just buy cars. That's a good idea. I was gonna make a an insurance video, and I was gonna pull up my old policy and stuff like that. But I'm not sure it's valid anymore. But that would be a good idea because I feel like a lot of people. Oh, I'm exposed brightness. I feel like a lot of people want to either report on how much they're paying monthly for their Tesla insurance or what quotes they're getting. And I guess I could do my recommendations as well. Let me know if you think I should make a Tesla, like an insurance recommendation Tesla video. And I only have 2 companies, maybe even 1. But spoiler alert, Tesla insurance is more expensive for a Tesla, unfortunately. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. Thanks for all the comments, the chats, jumping in. Thank you for all the support. We hit 10,000 subs, so thank you for that. In case you missed it, there is a giveaway video where we're giving away, shout out to Tenet. We're giving away a Tesla wall connector as shown here. We're giving away this bad boy of a gift of unspeakable value that I actually pushed Tenet to see if we can give this away because I understand that a lot of people will want/need this item because a lot of people are, of course, buying a Tesla. So check out, this is the video right here. It's titled, Do This Now. Oh, it's not that video, but go to that video too. It's titled Do This Now, Best Tesla Financing Percentage, and the instructions on how to enter the giveaway are in this first comment and or description. Winner will be chosen on February 28th or around that time, maybe a few days after. Tenet's going to choose the winner. And just be mindful, there's this person that is trying to scam, so careful. Of course, that's me. But no, I'm not trying to scam. There's a person... I made a warning. So if you get DM'd by this person, DennisCW, do not respond to them. Do not message them. It is fake. They're just trying to get some money out of you. And, it's a pretty common scam on YouTube, unfortunately. But thanks for watching this video. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. I love your reactions for some of the comments. Thank you. I try and respond to every single comment on every video. So whether it's like a short, quick word, I'm just like trying to rummage through like, yes, but yeah. Thanks for watching this video. Please hit that like if you enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.